Hi guys, Coach Bon Alban here. Okay, upper mid-range narcissist, and also a Malaysian, so it's afternoon here. Now, first things first, I want to say a few words of gratitude. Number one, I'm grateful that my wife is texting me again. All right, and it's just a matter of time, I suppose, that we'll be back together again, right? But in any case, the worst is past, and right now we are thinking about that, right? Also, I want to say that I'm grateful that she actually are able to check out Empath Uprising, right? So Chief Pete Sepper, thank you for opening her heart to at least watching the channel. So I'm grateful for that. I want to say thank you to all my teachers. Okay, number one would be Chief Pete Sapper, right? Okay, so even though most of the stuff that you taught me are mostly for empaths, so it doesn't really apply to me much. But I really appreciate that you gave me a shout out the other day, all right? So you can just call me Coach Bon, right? That's what they all call me over here. Okay, I want also to say thank you to HD Tudor, okay, for making me realize a few things, right, about myself. So HD Tudor, my master, is helping me to wash off all these habits that I had as a mid-range narcissist as I try to move into a new school and become a grader. All right. Also, I want to say thank you to a new teacher of mine, Sam Vicknin. Right. You're unbelievably boring, but you do give a lot of good points. Okay. So for whoever is still here after I gave all those gratitudes, all right. So today I'm going to try to explain what I meant the other day when I meant that I will upgrade and level up or whatever. Okay, so after analyzing my situation and listening to my teachers, I realized that a few things were advantageous to me, all right, that allowed me to actually level up. So before I tell you guys about what these conditions are, let me tell you the basic way that I myself upgrade, okay? So this might not be applicable to all narcissists, but it does apply to me. Okay, number one is you need to have an intimate partner that can actually deliver you enough narcissistic injury to cause you to level up, okay? So I assume that you can do so. If you have multiple, I assume you can do that. But in my case, I only have one intimate partner, all right, and Coach Shaz basically. And she was the one who delivers my narcissistic injury time and time again that allowed me to level up, okay? So I went from a mid-range covert narcissist, and now I'm almost into the greater level, right? So I'm still just an upper mid-ranger. Okay, based on HD 2 dollar. Alright guys, so that's one thing you need that you need to upgrade, okay? And another condition for you to be able to upgrade is that you do not have other ready supply, okay? It's very important that you do not disengage, okay? For the narcissist who wants to do this, okay, it's very important you do not disengage, meaning here you do not have a new supply waiting in the wings. Okay, having said that, I do have an alternative supply, okay, and it's my family, okay, my mom, okay, but we're full of narcissists, so it's only so much fuel to go around. But in any case, that is the first condition you need to have. You need to have an intimate partner that can actually deliver enough injury to you that you actually level up, right? So having said that, every time I get a narcissistic injury, enough narcissistic injury to actually basically beat the shit out of me, okay, what's going to happen is I'm going to start fragmenting. Okay, so you might notice every time we get narcissistic injury, okay, you might not notice, I don't know, well, our facade starts to disintegrate. Okay, our facade starts to shake. So deliver enough injury and it will eventually kind of like break down a little bit. Okay, so this situation is very painful for us. Okay, now the first thing that's going to happen is it's going to make us reflect and make us try to get better at avoiding that narcissistic injury. Okay, guys, and we can't avoid it by changing into an empath or something like that. We actually will try to avoid it by increasing our ability to gather fuel and control. Okay, you guys gotta understand that. Okay, that's how we self-reflect. So we get better at doing all this manipulation stuff. Okay, we get better at choosing our fuel source, right? And then getting traits and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's what happens. So from a lesser narcissist, you get beaten up enough time, you'll get scared. You'll get scared of beaten up. So our first strategy would be to try to hide among you guys. Okay, among empath, among normal people, we try to hide. So deliver enough injury to us, and then we start to figure out that it's not working. Okay, and when it's not working, we figure out that, you know what, you might as well embrace being a narcissist. Okay, try really to control everything around you and try to make sure that you have enough fuel that you don't break down. So it gets harder and harder to level up, so to speak, because you get better and better at avoiding the narcissistic injury. All right. Now, the third way that you will level up is every time a very grievous narcissistic injury happens to you. Okay. So what usually happens to me is I will be in a situation where I will not be able to get enough supply. So what usually happens is myself actually, I will put myself in a situation where I will not be able to get enough supply. Okay, meaning here, for some reason, I just find a place to disassociate myself from people. Okay, so the first 2 times I leveled up, I actually put myself into mental institute. Okay, I actually put it into myself into the mental institute. So what happened is I'm cut off from my supply. Okay, one thing about crazy dudes, okay, it's kind of hard to get fuel from them because they're pretty much crazy. They just want to do what they want to do. So I'm basically cutting myself off from supply. So what happens is my supply will decrease slowly decrease, and until finally, when I really feel like I'm in trouble, I will start to fragment. Okay, so during those times, what happened is I will actually see reality, so to speak. Okay, you guys might see me as being depressed. You will think I'm depressed, but what actually is happening is I'm actually see reality as it is. So this will last a few days, maybe weeks, maybe it used to be months, but not anymore. Right? Alright, so it's going to be a pretty long video, I think, 15-20 minutes. Now, here's the third way we can upgrade. Okay? So, once we are in this state, we are highly suggestible. Okay? We are able to create new narratives. Okay? So, if you don't understand what I'm trying to say is, let's just say the narcissist itself, maybe you can think about the computer. The narcissist itself is the computer, okay? The hardware, okay? We're the hardware, we're the apples of the world. Okay? Now, in order for us to interact with outside people, okay, you need an OS. Okay? You need an operating system. So basically, we upgrade our operating system by putting in new information in my brain. Okay? So I'm not going to go further into detail about how I input information in my brain. It's just basically safe to say that most of the information I get will be from my mom and my dad. Okay, so I told you guys my dad's a narcissist. my mom and my dad, and also from my my wife, my intimate partner. Okay, so what's different nowadays is because I also put into my mind some ideas from HD Tudor. Okay, so I'll be able to become a greater and finally an ultra. And also I put some ideas about Sam Vakmin, meaning here how am I supposed to interact with my intimate partner, and what my intimate partner role will be in my fantasy, in my delusion. And the third thing is I've put ideas that I learned from Chief Pete Sapper, okay? Namely that in order for me to open the vortex of creation, I will need to be able to be grateful, okay? Anyway, that's just a short summary of how I upgrade, okay? I probably will try to do it in more detail in the future, but that's how my brain works. I ramble, okay? And as I ramble, new ideas pop in my brain. Okay, so hopefully that tells you guys a little bit on how narcissists level up, me especially, all right? And let me give you a little bit of anecdote, okay? If you don't believe that narcissists can actually be loyal to one single intimate partner, you just have to look at my dad, okay? A huge narcissist. You don't believe me, you can ask my wife, okay? So, because my wife's in the tribe, I assume, right? So you can ask my wife. So my dad, my narcissistic dad, stayed with my mom the whole 47 years of their marriage, okay? Here's another thing I'm going to tell you guys. It never gets easier. It never gets easier. All right? What I mean by it never gets easier, it's just how we are, man. We just want to control. We just want fuel. Okay? So, see my dad nowadays, you probably think that he has Alzheimer's, but he doesn't have Alzheimer's, right? It's just that he kind of lost the ability to gather fuel, okay, consistently, okay? He's a politician, by the way, guys, okay? And so he has to get most of the source from my mom. So you can literally see him walk around with my mom everywhere, right? And number two is he still wants to control stuff. He still wants to control me, still wants to control his stuff around him, still wants to control my mom, still wants to control all sorts of stuff. So basically a grumpy old man. So, but he's a bag of fun. Alright guys, I hope that helps you a little bit. Alright, so you got any more questions, or you don't understand about narcissists, you want to know it, like an ordinary Joe narcissist style, and you can ask me more. Okay, see you in the next video. Thank you.